Take another one.
Test. Test, test. All right, we're good. All righty. If everyone can take their seats, we'll be getting started shortly. It'll just be a couple minutes. Thank you.
Good evening. Oh. Can you all hear me? Oh, there we go. Okay, great. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you to the staff for setting up and such. It's a pretty exciting day. And it's an exciting day because we get to speak to some of the work that we have been working on for a little over a year now since we first came into office. First and foremost, thanks to everybody who's tuning in on live stream, to the media partners that are here, to all the elected officials, and to all the partners that made this possible, and hopefully we'll recognize you at the appropriate time. You know, in public service, you don't often come across opportunities that can transform your community, not just for today or for tomorrow, but for generations to come. So when that opportunity arises, you have to pursue it with everything that you have, and you have to pursue it with like-minded people who embrace the challenge and meet that moment. And today is that moment. I'm proud to announce that the city of Dearborn is investing $30 million in our parks across our city and over in Milford at Camp Dearborn. I believe that our parks are the heartbeat of the city. They bring people together, creating lasting bonds between neighbors and memories to last a lifetime. They encourage healthy activity for people of all ages and backgrounds, and they provide a boost to both neighborhoods and local economies. From my perspective as a lifelong Dearbornite, the parks are where I was able to have my imagination run wild. It did not matter what was happening at home for those few hours that I got at a park each and every single day. All the worries back home just disappeared. And at a park, you could be whatever you want. You were the future NBA star, you were an all-star diver, you were playing football with the grown-ups who they allowed you to participate. You did just about anything that you could at that park. And that's what our parks are. There are moments where communities come together to connect and to create those lifelong memories. When I imagine a thriving Dearborn 10, 20, 50 years from now, I think of my daughter. My daughter is about 15 months old right now. And I think of what are we doing to leave her and the children of her age and for generations to come. What is our mark going to be for that generation? I see a beautiful park in every single neighborhood and a greener, healthier city. I see a community that is more connected. And this investment is ultimately about people. Because as we've seen time and time again, if you give our people the space to make magic, I'm betting on Dearborn residents each and every single day. This project is also about investing equitably across the city. That's why I'm thrilled to announce that this investment also includes the construction of 3 brand new parks for the first time in decades. One in the South End, one in our East Downtown District, and one in our West Downtown District. Every part of our town brings something special that makes us the dynamic-driven city that we are. And we hope that these 3 new sister parks encourage folks to migrate from one part of a town to another. If you don't often find yourself in the East or West End, I'm hoping that these 3 new parks drive you there. If you're often in the West and don't find your way in the East and South, hopefully it's the same case. And for those who don't live in the city of Dearborn, we're giving you 3 new reasons to come by and to visit. In the coming weeks, we'll be excited to unveil more details about these new parks, which we are calling Community Peace Parks. But the new parks are just the beginning. We'll also be implementing upgrades and amenities such as free public outdoor Wi-Fi, new accessible playscapes, upgraded pools and splash pads, new basketball courts, soccer fields, tennis, pickleball courts for those who enjoy that sport, revamped pavilion and rental facilities, and rain gardens, among other improvements, as well as some special attention much needed to the Rouge River. And at a time when some may be doubting the future of Camp Dearborn, I can promise you that the future has never looked brighter. We will be investing in Camp Dearborn and securing its future for generations to come. And as somebody who spent his youth summers at Camp Dearborn, I can't wait to see about all the exciting investments that are going to be coming back, as well as some staple events that we're going to be announcing in the coming months that will be making their way back to Camp Dearborn. In addition to converting gray space into green space, this investment will also include new rain gardens and permeable surfaces that will not only add to the natural beauty of our parks, but also serve as a part of our flood mitigation strategy, which is a top priority for our administration. This investment is not just about creating new parks and improving existing ones. It's about investing in our city's future. By providing green spaces for our communities to enjoy, we're providing the quality of life for all residents and attracting new businesses and families to our city. This investment will create jobs, generate revenue, and contribute to the economic and social vitality of Dearborn. We're committed to creating parks that reflect the needs and desires of our residents. And in the coming weeks and months, we'll be working closely with the community to preview some of our plans and, more importantly, get your feedback and ideas. We will have a survey that goes live, as you can see it at one of our boards, where we're going to ask community residents to note which park you frequent most and what amenities you'd love to see at the park near you. Or if there's another park that you oftentimes visit as well, what amenities would you love to see added in those spaces? Our goal is to create spaces that are not only beautiful, but also functional and sustainable for generations to come. And in closing, I would like to express deep gratitude to everyone who helped this project become a reality, including our partners at Wayne County, with our CEO, Mr. Warren Evans, our County Commissioner, Mr. Sam Beydoun, our City Council, who has stood strong in supporting this, as well as our state legislators who unfortunately are not here today, but I know have been strong advocates for this project. We're excited to begin this journey, and I look forward to seeing the positive impact that we'll have on our city. And I look forward to seeing orange cones. Orange cones often mean development is coming. And on the outside of that development is hopefully something that we can all be proud of. With that, I'd love to invite our Wayne County Executive, Mr. Warren C. Evans.
Boy, it's fun to be here today. This is the kind of announcement that makes you get excited. I want to thank the mayor for not only this project, but a number of projects that we work collaboratively on, and it makes a lot of sense. And Commissioner Sam Beydoun has been passionate about this project from the county end. It's the kind of collaboration that makes sense. Parks, besides what the mayor has said, and I second all of that. Mental health is improved with parks. Physical health is improved with parks. Parks make communities better. They just do. And if you get added benefits with, your drain runoff and those other issues, that's all wonderful. But when you look at try to make communities both pull together, east-west, north-south, and things that are important to communities, you can't beat parks. So I'm just glad to be a part of it. I think we did it the right way, like we do with most, which is it's a collaborative effort. Everybody needs to have skin in the game. And we were happy to put our skin in the game because we saw the vision and the passion that the city of Dearborn had to move this thing forward. So thank you so much. I want to thank you.
Good evening. I'm Wayne County Commissioner Sam Beydoun for the city of Dearborn and Allen Park. What an exciting day. I'm very excited for the residents of Dearborn for this new project. We've been working on it for a while. And first, let me applaud the county executive, Mr. Warren Evans, for your support. My dear friend, Deputy County Executive Asad Turfi, and the Economic Development Team, Hassan Sheikh is here, and everybody that worked on this in the Economic Development Team in Wayne County. And I also want to thank all of my colleagues on the Wayne County Commission who believed in this project and they unanimously voted to support this project. I want to share something with you quickly here. And by the way, I'm very happy about the news for Camp Dearborn. Camp Dearborn is part of Dearborn's history, and you cannot sell part of your history. So I'm very excited about Camp Dearborn. When I was running in 2018, the residents on the south end asked me, they said, Sam, we need a splash pad on the south end of Dearborn, on the south side of Dix, because the kids cannot cross Dix to come to Lapeer. And I made a promise and a commitment that we will do that. And I kept that promise, and I allocated almost $180,000 for 2 consecutive years from the parks millage money that we receive as commissioners to our districts. And then, of course, the administration put in a beautiful plan, very comprehensive plan that will make Morningside not only just a splash pad, but also with other amenities. So I'm very excited for the children of the south end of Dearborn. And thank you, Mr. Mayor, for putting a very comprehensive plan. And thank you again, everyone. Mr. President, Mike Sarini, come on up.
Thank you, Commissioner Beydoun. I'm the council president, Mike Serini, and I'm very pleased to be here. I come from a long-standing recreational aspect of being a young person who played in little leagues and ADRE. A lot of people remember ADRE. So as the mayor had indicated, the parks are something that are very close, near, and dear to our hearts. I wanted to make sure that I get a minute to explain to you that when I met with the mayor originally, so everybody understands, the council's job is to allocate your tax dollars. A lot of cities are blessed to have received millions of dollars from the federal government and ARPA funds and are spending them right away. I believe that we did the right plan. I wanted to thank our council tremendously for this because this was a unique type of budgeting. This wasn't where we said, hey, we're going to spend X dollars on a certain item and it goes through. The mayor said, I need to go ahead and allocate buckets of funding so I can go out and stretch that money and double it. And folks, when you see that $30 million up there was only $10 million allocated from our ARPA funds from the taxpayers of the city of Dearborn, which means that we were able to get 3 times the money under the leadership of the mayor, and I really do appreciate that. Of course, it would have not happened without the partnership of our state and our Wayne County executive and our state as well. So I know it was difficult for the council at first of setting aside buckets of money that will then be transacted separately, but it is a win for our city. I wanted to make sure that I thank all of our partners and especially our hardworking people in the city of Dearborn. This allocation is just the beginning. There's going to be a lot of work to be done. And as the mayor said, the cones come up, it looks great. People start asking what's going on. And we're reinvesting back into our city, and we're just very pleased to be part of it. And from the council in the city of Dearborn, we are lock in step with the mayor and on what's going on right now and how we're going to allocate these fundings to make transitional lifetime improvements that are going to make a real difference that people will enjoy for years to come. So with that, thank you all. I'd like to introduce Ms. McCormick from the Friends. You're going to come up and speak? Yep, thank you. All right.
Good evening. Can you all hear me? I'm like leaning over here. I'm a little bit tall. Good evening. Wow. This is an incredible showing of support from the city of Dearborn. Thanks to each and every one of you who showed up and all the work that's been done to this very moment. It's really remarkable. My name is Marie McCormick. I'm the executive director of Friends of the Rouge. We're a 501c3 environmental nonprofit. We serve Dearborn and additional 47 communities across our watershed. And for many years, we called Dearborn our home. And so we built an incredible relationship with the city of the former administration. And now I'm so pleased to say we have started to build an incredible relationship with the new administration. Mayor Hammoud, you're awesome. Thank you. And thank you for your words, Mayor Hammoud, County Executive Evans, City Council President Serini, and Senator Santana. Thank you so much. It is an honor to stand here with all of you as witness to this momentous moment. Friends of the Rouge has also mirrored commitment to centering equity and access. Access to us means both tangible and the intangible. So it's education, it's recreation, it's green spaces, clean water, decision-making power. We are dedicated to asking questions and supporting the autonomy of our communities and letting their expertise lead the way. Thank you to all the community members of Dearborn who are here this evening. And for those of you who have been instrumental in making this community better every day, you know who you are. So Friends of the Rouge is proud to stand with Mayor Hammoud and support this investment into a greener and more sustainable Dearborn. This historic investment will include mitigation and restoration projects that will benefit our shared river and our shared green spaces for decades to come. And this includes logjam clean and clear in the Rouge River. We are currently building a 29-mile water trail that connects Canton Township all the way to the Detroit River. And the city of Dearborn has 2 universally accessible launches planned for both Dearborn Hills as well as Ford Field. This is an incredible investment. Also, this investment will help transform industrial projects into accessible, walkable, and beautiful community-supported projects. This is so important to us as an organization to see unloved, unused spaces transform into something that can be really important and vital for the health and the longevity and the economic vitality of the community. And adding green improvements that absorb rainwater and reduce flooding, like grass swales, rain gardens, and permeable surfaces to all Dearborn parks. This is incredibly key to the Friends of the Rouge's mission. And as you all probably remember, in 2021, when you had 7.5 inches of rain in a 24-hour period, that's an absolute incredibly vital piece of this long process of becoming more sustainable, becoming more resilient as a climate-friendly and forward community. And then also transforming these paved parking areas into green spaces and building 3 brand new parks. How cool is that? Whoa. Depaving is also a really important green stormwater solution. So I think, by investing in parks and green spaces, we can create a healthier, more resilient, and more sustainable future for our communities. This is particularly important in urban areas where access to green space is often limited. So we are looking at redefining what urban looks like. We can be urban, and we can also have incredible access to green spaces. We deserve that as a community here. And so with that, Friends of the Rouge is just proud and honored to be here tonight, standing and speaking to all of you. But we will be here for the long haul with you, City of Dearborn, with you, County Executive, and the county. We are in this together from now and from the past and into the future. So I look forward to working with both of you and all of you in this room to make Dearborn and all of Southeast Michigan an incredible place to live, work, and play. Thank you.
Before I invite the next speaker, I just want to take a moment and recognize our Philanthropy and Grants Director, Ms. Nicole Hefty. She's in the back, who wrote the original Peace Parks proposal. To our Parks and Rec Director, Mr. Sean Fletcher, also in the back. And our Parks and Rec commissioners, if you can raise your hands. Parks and Rec commissioners, thank you so much for participating. Next, I would love to invite Ms. Burns, who is a parent in our city, to come to the podium and share a few words.
Hello, everyone. And as you may know, that's my son that is going to benefit from these new parks, and he's just so happy and vocal that he wants to be speaking instead of me. But my name is Krista Burns. He's happy. Thank you. My name is Krista Burns, and my husband Pat and my son Andrew and our other friends at Blue Hands United, our other parents, are here because we are so excited to have an area to go with our special friends to play, to stay, to chat, and just it's another opportunity for us. My story is with Blue Hands United, not even knowing when she called me that this was happening, is a few years back. We live in Dearborn, we always have, and baby swings were fine for Andrew. I mean, we have so many good parks in our neighborhood, blue baby swings everywhere, but then the next step, you're like, oh. And then he got into wood chips, then he got into pebbles, then you gotta park here and walk there. Like there's just so many more obstacles that come into play when you're trying to find the next step. So we started be on the lookout, all our friends and family. Ooh, there's a swing at Brighton with foam underneath. There's something out in Rochester that we can go to. Turtle Cove just opened something else. So that all happened, but then to hear that it's going to happen in our neighborhood is just so exciting. So the Be on the Lookout is here, and when I just heard tonight that it's in 3 areas or 4 areas, and just all the thoughts that are being put into it for people of the community that need just a little different way to do so. It just makes a huge difference. From accessible doors to a family bathroom, those little things are huge. So thank you, everyone. And we go down to the riverfront all the time. That's all accessible. We know that path. We know what to do there. But now we can just stay in our neighborhood and bounce from park to park, like you said. So thank you so much. And if you have questions or anything, I'm happy.
I'm just going to close out the event by saying, again, a large thank you. I'd love to recognize the rest of our council members, Councilman Ken Paris, Councilwoman Leslie Herrick, Councilman Gary Enos, and Councilman Robert Abraham. Thank you all so much for also being in attendance. Councilman El Sawafi is on active duty, so we also thank him for serving in our country. As mayor, we're tasked with really selling the city to our residents in some capacity. We have to demonstrate our worth as a public government. And that really is what allows you to build trust, and trust is what allows you to move forward with such initiatives. And what we want to establish here in Dearborn is what we've been calling the Dearborn Advantage. What is the advantage to being a Dearborn resident when you have the availability or the option to live anywhere else across the state of Michigan? Why are you living in Dearborn? And what we're starting to demonstrate, I believe, in these last 14 months, and hopefully in partnership with council and various levels of government, is that these are the reasons of why you want to live in Dearborn. Our parks are going to be second to none. The investments we're making in IT and services are second to none. And the quality of life that you can have in the city of Dearborn is second to none. So with that, thank you again for coming out. A big thank you also to Senator Sylvia Santana and Representative Karen Whitsett. They could not be here today, but those two were the legislative members in Lansing last year who helped bring down about $8 million of the dollars in support. So a big thank you to them. And with that, we'll wrap it up. So thank you all so much for coming out, and we're happy to take questions with media on the side. Thank you.